Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today this video will be a baked macaroni and cheese from scratch. So here I'm preparing, so I used one box elbow pasta. I cooked this for 10 minutes the most because this will be baked, so you don't want to overcook. And I will leave in the description box everything that I used for this baked macaroni and cheese. Once the pasta is cooked, I drain the water from this to get all the water out. And remember, you don't want your pasta overcooked because then you are going to bake. So I cook it for 10 to 15 minutes the most. Here I'm about now to add half tablespoon granulated sugar, and I add it. Mix this into the pasta mixture. Here I'm about to add some mozzarella and sharp cheese, and I shredded this before I bought the cheese and shredded it. Here I have quarter cup milk, but I don't add everything at once. I add this as I go along into the mixture and I mix this in. I also beat one egg, which I added to the mixture. And I continue to mix this in. Then I added sour cream. In the description box, I will leave the amount of sour cream that I would recommend using, but here I did not measure this. I just added it as I go along. Sour cream gives it a really nice taste, really nice flavor. Here I'm adding now a quarter teaspoon paprika to the mixture. And then I'm adding more cheese as I go along. Make sure that once you're mixing this for baking, that your mixture needs to be watery, meaning you don't want, before you put it in the oven, everything is like too thick, because once it's baked, then it will be dry. So you want to make sure that it's liquidy. Here I'm adding the velveeta cheese, and this I bought, and I'm dicing it as I go in small pieces to mix this in. This is also although cheese is not good for us, to indulge in it every now and then won't kill us. Here I'm adding additional milk, and I mix the cow's milk with the evaporated milk. So I had 1 cup liquid that I used with this small mac and cheese that I am preparing. And I make sure to mix everything in. You don't want some of the cheese on one side and the other side doesn't have it. That's the reason why you see me mixing in, to make sure everything is evenly spread in the macaroni. You can also add other cheese to it. This was what I had on hand when I use it. So here again, I'm adding more sharp and more mozzarella cheese that I had grated. And I continue to mix this in because then the pasta is still like warm. Here I'm adding more velveeta cheese, or velveeta, however it is pronounced. I am adding more cheese to this from what I had diced up to add to this, and as I add it, I continue to mix in. See, I'm slicing, and then I dice it and I mix everything in, because this cheese is more in like lumps compared to the other ones that I shredded. I did not shred this one because it's like a really soft cheese, so it breaks up like so quickly. So I prefer to just like use a knife and to just cut through and just add it into my pasta that about ready to get in the oven. And beforehand, I make sure to preheat my oven to 325 degrees. Here I'm adding a little more sour cream to the mixture, and I make sure to mix everything in so everything is mixed throughout this mac and cheese. And then here I'm adding the little sugar that was left. I could have also added everything in at once, but as I go, I just keep adding different stuff. Here is the final stage, so I'm adding the sharp and the mozzarella on the top of this now, which I won't mix this in. I leave this on the top now. So the top of the macaroni has sufficient cheese and looks cheesy, because that's why it's called mac and cheese, a lot of cheese. At this point, it's ready for the oven. I'm just sprinkling additional sharp cheese on this, and you will see how delicious this looks before it goes into the oven. It looks so juicy, so nice. Can't wait for you to see the finished product, what it looks like. So there I'm adding a little bit more mozzarella cheese on the top also, and that was just for baking. And here I'm adding additional parsley flakes. This is optional for you, but I do love me a parsley on my baked macaroni and cheese. There you can see it's now ready for the oven. Look at this. This is what the baked final product looks like. Look how juicy this looks. You can see the crust on the top too with the cheese. This was the bomb. It tasted so nice. Look at it. That's the top with a nice crust formed on top of it. And see, I cut a slice for you to see how juicy this looks, and it's not hard. Thank you again for watching. See you soon in my next video.